Hello, everyone. Welcome to Getting Started with Google Cloud and Shell. And what we're doing today is a Getting Started. This is data appreciation with Shina. So, this is my first time going on this, and we'll be looking at a code lab that was just updated the 20th of March 2026 and it's written by a Googler. So, here the overview says Google Cloud Shell provides you with command line access to computing resources on Google Cloud Platform, and it's available now in the Google Cloud Platform console. Cloud Shell makes it easy for you to manage your Cloud Platform console projects and resources without having to install the Google Cloud SDK and other tools on your system. So with Cloud Shell, the Cloud SDK, gcloud command, and other utilities you need are always available when you need them. So in this code lab, we're going to learn how to connect to computing resources hosted on Google Cloud Platform through the web, and we'll learn how to use Google Cloud Shell and Cloud SDK gcloud command. So this tutorial was adapted from the Google Cloud Quick Start and the Google Cloud SDK Cloud. So it's adapted from this. I have bookmarked this already, my own collection, and also from Quick Start. So also from all of this. So let's move right on. So what we learn are two basic things: how to connect to computing resources hosted on Google Cloud Platform and how to use gcloud commands. So what we need familiarity with Linux text editors such as Vim, Emacs, or Nano. So here's something on Vim. So Vim is an improved, that's VI improved. It's a highly efficient quick start editor for Unix-like systems and others. So it's based on the 1976 VI editor, and it's designed for maximum keyboard-driven productivity and allows users to code without a mouse, and is renowned for its speed, customization, and steep learning curve. So for those who are using something like a Mac, if you run your, so let's run, so to start it on your Mac, you run it on your terminal. Just run Vim tutor on your terminal for their 30 minutes kind of interactive tutorial. So let's run our terminal. So run our terminal. So we have a new window. Let's increase our font. So as I said, okay, no, not gcloud review. So we just pick our Vim tutor. So we can see it's in a few chapters, but 30 minutes. So it's already here. So this is just the tutorial, but we'll get into the interface when we continue. So we also talked about Emacs. So Emacs is a powerful, free, open source, highly extensible and customizable text editor. And it talks about the Nano editor. So JME Nano is a lightweight terminal-based editor for Unix-like systems, and it is also modeless, meaning that you can type anything immediately after opening a file. So let's go back to our code lab. Now, how would you use tutorial? Since we're doing a hands-on, we would read and complete the exercises. Then it said, how will you rate your experience with Google Cloud Platform Services and Firebase? So let's just pick novice and let's see. So this is a self-paced environment. We sign into the cloud console and create a new project or use an existing one. If we don't already have a Gmail workspace, we must create one. So already have one. So note you can easily access cloud console by memorizing URL, which is the console.cloud.google.com, create a new project if you have a project, or we pick a project. Remember your project ID, it cannot be changed after you create it. So remember that project ID is a unique name across all Google Cloud projects. The name above has already been taken and will not work. So it's referred to later in the code lab as project ID. Note, if you are using a Gmail account, you can leave the default location set to no organization. If you are using a Gmail Workspace account, then you can choose a location that makes sense for your organization. Next, you need to enable billing in the Cloud Console in order to use the Google Cloud services. Now, running through this code lab shouldn't cost much, if anything at all. Be sure to follow any instructions in the cleanup section, which advises on how to shut down resources so you don't incur billing beyond the tutorial. New users of Google Cloud are eligible for 300 US dollars free trial program. So when we do all of that, we'll now launch the cloud shell. So let's first of all go back to the Google Cloud Console. So we open this. Let's go here. So already I have my last project as my Code Labs 01, and that's so I don't need to create a new project. So secondly, we talked about billing. So let's go to billing. So my project Code Lab 01. Let's go to linked billing account. Let's see what we have on it. So let's go to credit. So we have credit that we can use. So we can see the remaining value for credit here is on this project is 1,000. So we had one that have expired. There's a original value of $5. So we have our project, we have our billing enabled, so we can jump all of this. So now let's go and launch our Cloud Shell. So from the console, we'll activate Cloud Shell. So here it says if you never started Cloud Shell before, you presented with an intermediate screen. We ask you to continue, and you won't see it again. And it will take a few moments to provision and connect to Cloud Shell. So let's go here. So here we see activate our Cloud Shell. The request was to authorize. Okay, so I had something on a different screen. So remember you can configure your Cloud Shell light theme or dark theme. You can increase your so you want small, you can increase the font size to medium so it can be a bit legible for those who will be viewing the video on. So let's medium, large. You can also see our copy settings, which are copy and select or copy paste with Control Shift. Keyboard Alt is meta or Alt ground key. We can also show the scroll bar. So you can see the scroll bar on the side. So we can scroll. So we can edit our custom colors also. We can edit keys, combination. We can have a web preview. That's if we have an app which we want to run. We can have session information. So that's how we configure. And one of the new options is Gemini CLI on Cloud Terminal. So you'll be seeing it from February, March 2026, which is already available. So we can call it up by just typing Gemini here. But let's go back to what we have. So you can say, welcome to the Cloud Shell, visit this. So the virtual machine is loaded with all development tools. It offers a persistent 5 GB home directory that runs the Google Cloud, enhancing network performance and authentication. Much of it Much, if not all, of your work in Code Lab can be done with simply a browser or your Chromebook. Once connected to the Cloud Shell, you see that you're already authenticated and the project is already set to your project ID. So let's run this command on our Cloud Shell to confirm that we are authenticated. So let's copy this. So it's gcloud hot list. So let's come here, gcloud hot list. So I encourage you to type it in because sometimes copying takes spaces and some other things in. So you can see the account name and it's authorized, and these are the credential accounts. So next, so you can see our credential account, which is our output, what we got. So now the gcloud command tool is a powerful and unified command line tool in Google Cloud. It comes pre-installed in Cloud Shell. So you notice its support for tab completion. So we can see this document. Let's see the overview. These are Google Cloud overview documents. So I earlier bookmarked it. So next, we'll run the following command in the shell to confirm that gcloud knows about our project. So I just done this earlier before starting this code lab. So we'll do it again. So we're saying our core project on set. Your active configuration is Cloud Shell 26515. So let's see. So the command happened core project is equals to project ID. So if this is not, we can set it with this command. So now we can now set our project. So remember you set project on set. So we can now set our project with our project ID in here. So the project was on set. So we're going to set our project. So we go back to back here, copy our project ID. So before we copy our project ID, let's come. So remember this gcloud config set project then with our project ID. So config set project, our project ID. So we've updated our core project. So you can see it's indicated here. So if we come and run this again, you can now see our project has been set to my project code lab 01. So we had somebody ask us recently that is getting that set as on set. So now we have set it as my project code lab 01, which is what's here. So we've got this updated property as our core project. So next, using the command line. So after the cloud launches, we can use the command line to invoke the SDK gcloud command or other tools available on the virtual machine. We can also use our home directory in persistent disk storage to store files across projects between cloud shell sessions. So the home directory is private to you and cannot be accessed by others. So you get to get started by taking a look at the commands available. So we'll try this. Let us try gcloud home. So gcloud Right again. So for detailed information on this command and its flag, we should run gcloud help. So there will be something. So the next thing was saying it's to try the help. So simple usage guidelines are available by adding .h onto any end of gcloud invocation. More verbose help can be obtained by appending. Okay, this was for not the home. So this was for the help. So remember they told us we could use the help to execute gcloud help command. So let's see that. So let's run this. So we can see gcloud config view, edit cloud properties, synopsis, description, name, synopsis. So gcloud supports flags, acknowledgement. And so I'm pressing the down arrow button, giving us the full help. So command, so the list these Google Cloud properties, set the cloud CLI property, on set a Google Cloud CLI property, available properties, core, account, console log, valid values, default format. So it's quite lengthy help. So we're now told try the gcloud help config. Let's see if it will run. So summary less commands. So we had a skip. So help press return for more or Q when done. So let's quit that. So let's try the help config. So the help config is different. So next, so notice that gcloud help and help config commands are equivalent. Both give the long detailed help. Now I'm going to try using the gcloud command. Let's try to view the list of configurations in our environment from reading the long detailed help in our previous step. We know we can use the gcloud list. So let's come here and pick this. So here we're seeing accessibility is screen reader true. Component manager disable update check true. GCE metadata read timeout 30 seconds. Core we have account disable usage reporting false. Project is my project code labs 01 which we had set in earlier. Universe domain is Google API.com. Environment is dev shell. So that's our config list. So now you may wonder where other properties were not set. We can see all properties by calling this config list all. So let's go and use the config list all. So we come to config list all. So here we can see our complete config list all. It's quite a long list. So we can see what is set and what is unset. Network management, network connectivity, net app, privilege, publica, spanner, speech, testing, vision, workflows, cloud build, repository, location, billing. So, so these are things for the config, complete list for the config. So in this step, we've launched Cloud Shell and called some simple Google Cloud accounts. So we've come to the end of this, and you can learn more from the documentation, and there's a tutorial video here which I'll put up on the link for the video. Thank you very much, and see you in my next video.